Hey folks, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of The Rush. We have an exclusive Bachelor Clayton Eckert video. It's really more about Laura Owens in her case against Mike Maricini, but hey, you got to talk about Bachelor Clayton for the search engine, right? Either way, Laura's former attorney, I don't know if he's fallen off the deep end or if he always lived off the deep end, but holy cow, what I'm about to share with you is going to blow your socks off. Even if you're not wearing socks, put them on. Blown off. This is a video exclusive, no audio here. If you listen to the morning episode of the Rush Hour podcast, I shared a few minutes of what I'm going to share now in its entirety. This was shared to me from maybe I shouldn't say who, but I have the PDF file here of David Gingras and his motion he filed in the Superior Court for the state of California against Michael Maricini. Now, he's not even Laura Owens' attorney. This is what I'm about to share with you guys is insane. Now, we've already seen his playbook in the past. He essentially wants to call everyone who disagrees with him a cult member. That's what he wants to do. He says, we're all in some crazy cult. And yet, this crazy cult we're in, he has found no way to, challenge us on all of the truth we have shared. We are just destroying it right now, guys. And it's been so, it's you know what it's like? It's like this. My wife created a beautiful garden in the backyard, and we've got melons coming out of the wazoo. We got so many, basil, bushels of basil. I pulled out a beet. I literally ate a beet out of my own garden. Point being is, we've planted the seeds, we've watered it, and it is thriving. And I feel that way about the Justice for Clayton community, in that it is so rich of so many great commentators and lawyers. You're all sexy. It is the best looking crowd out there. Just good people. And so when David Gingras calls them cult members, it just pisses me off. And he can say whatever he wants, but it's just like, it's so rich coming from him, this absolute fraud. Okay, so I'm going to get into what he had to say. And it's just insane. It's insane. I don't know what else to say about it, but it's like his last hurrah here. So here's Laura Owens versus Mike Maricini. Again, she's trying to extend her restraining order against him. Non-party intervener David S. Gingras reply in support of his motion for leave to intervene for sanctions. And by the way, I will say this. I've been making TikToks. Let me tell you something. We are crushing it on TikTok. There's my TikTok right there, D. Neal, same as my Instagram. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. And D. Neal's D-N-E-A-L-Z. So I shared the body cam footage of Laura Owens going, I've done nothing except get pregnant by the Bachelor. That's got 765,000 views. So I was like, I guess I'll keep making content on TikTok. And I made another one. Then the one yesterday got 125,000 and growing. And then so I'm going to keep making them. I'm going to keep sharing the FBI footage, and I'm going to kind of try to break it down one at a time because it's just insane. It's insane. And I've taken a little bit of a back seat to it. I don't think I'm mentioned in the court document here. No Daves. Daves have been unarmed, marked safe from these court documents for now. But here's what he had to say. Introduction. As everyone knows, motions for sanctions are common. They are routinely denied. In most cases, that's fair when lawyers doth protest too much. This case is very different. To understand why, this court needs to know about something called Justice for Clayton, or JFC. JFC is an online cult devoted to one single purpose, destroying the life of petitioner Laura Owens. By extension, the JFC cult is also obsessed with destroying the career of undersigned counsel. Oh boy, talk about main character syndrome. Nobody cares about you. Those allegations may sound paranoid, if not outright delusional. Unfortunately, they are accurate and well supported. The JFC cult operates largely on social media. The cult maintains a Twitter account which has posted nearly 6,000 times about Miss Owens in the last 2 years. The cult also maintains an Instagram account which is filled with vile, cruel, disgusting personal attacks against Miss Owens, her family, undersigned counsel, and anyone who dares express the slightest degree of support for her. And I love these color images they have here. The JFC cult thrives on inhumane cruelty. And by the way, you want to talk about thriving on inhumane. You know what's inhumane cruelty? Driving under the influence. That's inhumane cruelty. It's also really dangerous. It's really messed up. But how about stealing someone's ultrasound from their stillbirth? Is that not one of the most inhumane and cruel things you could do? Get the F out of here with this bullshit, David. And I've always said Daves are better than Davids. There might be some good Davids out there, but proceed with caution. If you meet a David, proceed with caution, especially if they correct you if you call him Dave. They go, excuse me, it's David. Oh boy, watch out for them. Versus Daves, we're pretty chill. We got our hats on backwards. We got our long hair going. We're pretty chill. I got my tight pants on. You know, I got those pants on with the short ankles. I got my short ankle pants on. You see these things? I don't care. I'm chill. I got my short ankle pants on. You want your short shorts? How about that? I bet you. Anyway, I digress. What does this have to do with the issue of sanctuary? Oh, so she shares the images shared by strangers. Again, First Amendment right. What does this have to do with the issues of sanctions? Here's what Respondents' Counsel Omar Serrato, a.k.a. the Tilted Boner, is a prominent supporter of and participant in the JFC cult. More than that, Mr. Serrato is also friends with and frequently collaborates with a key cult leader. Oh, she should get merch shirts called Key Cult Leader. An instigator named Lauren Knighty. Below is a recent photo of Miss Knighty and Mr. Serrato appearing together at an event in Arizona. I was also asked to be at this event. I missed the photo op. Either way, looking good. You know, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? If he's going to label everybody in a cult, then he clearly can tie everybody together. But these are people. The only cult they're in is the cult of critical thinking. That's the only cult. All right, let's just keep going. If the name Lauren Knighty sounds familiar, it should. On July 11th, 2025, 2 days after this case was filed, Miss Knighty filed a media request to broadcast this entire case. This court denied that request the same day it was made. Miss Knighty is not associated with any legitimate media outlet. She is simply a YouTuber like Mr. Serrato. Do not besmirch the good name of YouTube. The friendship between Miss Knighty and Mr. Serrato is not the reason why sanctions are appropriate. Rather, sanctions are appropriate because Mr. Serrato filed a groundless pleading, his motion to disqualify, which contained false and disparaging statements about the undersigned, made solely to harass. But there's more. But wait, there's more. At the time that motion was filed, Mr. Serrato knew it served no legitimate purpose. Mr. Serrato knew the attorney-client relationship with Miss Owens was voluntarily terminated, even though there was no ethical requirement to do so. The relationship was terminated in part to keep this matter simple and to ensure the parties in the court would not waste time dealing with unnecessary collateral disputes. This whole thing is an unnecessary collateral dispute. What are you talking about? But Laura Owens is a collateral dispute. But Mr. Serrato, I don't know what that means. That's not a threat. But Mr. Serrato and Miss Knighty need collateral disputes. Why? Because collateral disputes provide content for Miss Knighty's YouTube videos, and every new video means more money. Ooh, cha-ching! And that is exactly what has occurred. Miss Knighty has released hours of videos talking about this case and gloating about how Mr. Serrato roasted and embarrassed the undersigned in his pleadings, including his motion to disqualify. In these videos, Miss Knighty repeats every false and defamatory statement contained in Mr. Serrato's pleadings while soliciting money for her efforts. Oh, cry me a river. In addition to disparaging Miss Owens and the undersigned, Miss Knighty has posted videos praising Mr. Serrato for his valiant battle against Miss Owens in this case. In his opposition, Mr. Serrato never denies collaborating with Miss Knighty to attack Miss Owens and to further the JFC cult's goals. Instead, he attempts to downplay the issue, suggesting Gingras' theory that Mr. Serrato filed a motion to disqualify to create new YouTube content is unsupported and unreasonable. Serrato filed one motion on a serious issue and has not created any content related to Owens or Gingras since entering this case in August. This argument misses the point. Regardless of whether Mr. Serrato has paused his YouTube career, his longtime collaborator, Miss Knighty, has not. Instead, she continues creating new content about this case virtually every single day. Boy, this guy's got a real problem with people's free speech, doesn't he? Because Miss Knighty keeps posting the same disparaging content Mr. Serrato previously did, their plan is obvious. They intend to use this case as a platform for generating and publishing false and defamatory statements and pleadings which are privileged and protected. So Miss Knighty can then profit by republishing those lies on her YouTube channel. While that claim might sound paranoid in any other context, the court, by the way, why does he care? The court must understand Miss Knighty has demonstrated a willingness to do absolutely anything legal or illegal to attack, defame, and harass both Miss Owens and the undersigned. She has engaged in such conduct nearly every day for almost 2 years. What has Miss Knighty done that is defamatory? And if she's done something defamatory, clearly you would sue her for defamation. Now, we know that's not going to happen. Of course, we're going to back up our friend Lauren. There's no issues there. But boy, she's getting a lot of heat here. Again, examples are too numerous. Oh, it's too numerous to include the examples. Move along, folks. Trust me, I've got binders full of examples. Miss Knighty recently created a social media profile using the name David Gingras, accompanied by a photo of undersigned counsel's face, photoshopped onto Miss Owens' body. Using that account, she spends hours each day posting comments in the name of David Gingras, including this fine work of poetry. David's brain is smoother than a porn star's butthole. Is Mr. Serrato, is it true? I don't know. Is Mr. Serrato liable? Evidence, get the evidence out. Is Mr. Serrato liable for this criminal conduct of his friend Miss Knighty? He will claim he is not. But when two parties conspire to engage in unlawful conduct, both may be held liable for the other's illegal acts. I can't believe this is on the internet. The truth is this: there is no question Mr. Serrato filed a groundless pleading which contains knowingly false and disparaging statements. There is no question he did so for no valid reason, because he knew the attorney-client relationship was voluntarily terminated before the motion was filed. And by the way, that's the reason nobody knows about this, because he said he was her lawyer, then not, and it's like just because your business is all over the place, like, don't blame people for not understanding when you are versus when you're not Laura's attorney. Within days, that frivolous pleading was turned into a lengthy YouTube video by Mr. Serrato's close friend and co-conspirator, Miss Knighty. Given the history of extreme hostility shown by both Mr. Serrato and Miss Knighty towards Miss Owens and her counsel, it is only reasonable to conclude Mr. Serrato and Miss Knighty intentionally conspired to abuse this court's process by filing a groundless pleading for the sole purpose of harassing by republishing it on YouTube. Oh my gosh. The only question is whether this court believes this conduct is acceptable. One party, a lawyer, files a groundless pleading containing false statements. His co-conspirator immediately converts the lie-filled pleading into a YouTube video. By the way, he'll have to prove that those were lies in the first place. If that conduct is acceptable, the request for sanctions should be denied. On the other hand, if this court believes lawyers owe a duty to honor the law and the rules of professional conduct, it should send a clear message to Mr. Serrato: practicing law is not the same as making YouTube videos insulting other people. YouTube may ignore its own terms of service, but this court is not YouTube, and these proceedings will not be turned into a lawless social media war zone. Discussion. The pleadings speak for themselves. As such, only a few points will be mentioned. Mr. Serrato argues this court cannot grant leave for the undersigned to intervene. In reply, the undersigned reminds this court Mr. Serrato filed a motion seeking to disqualify undersigned counsel. That motion was based on a lie that undersigned counsel still currently represented Miss Owens in this case. So, if you don't represent her in the case, go home. Or go somewhere. Go play pickleball with your nice, strong calf muscles. I don't care what you do. It's just so bizarre. It's so weird. Get a hobby. Go walking. Scroll TikTok. I don't watch, college, high jumpers on YouTube. There's tons of videos you could watch. Jeez, run a 5K, go swimming. Swimming's good. Mr. Serrato's representation to this court was false. He knew the attorney-client relationship ended before his motion was filed. Okay, again, I don't see why that matters. It's like if Omar's not lying here, but if he was, in my opinion, if he was lying, what a stupid thing to lie about. What is it? It's irrelevant. But Mr. Serrato's representation of the court was false. He knew the attorney-client relationship ended before his motion was filed. He also knew the undersigned had never filed a notice of appeal. Boring. Come on. Given these facts, it ultimately does not matter whether this court allows the undersigned to intervene. Does he get paid per word? I know he doesn't get paid for this, but whew, what in the chat GPT? Mr. Serrato moved to disqualify Laura despite knowing that lawyer had already disqualified himself. You can't fire me, I quit. What? Mr. Serrato knew this because he was told so in writing before the current motion was filed. That fact is undisputed, or at least it should be. See, everything he does has a little out, or it should be. It shouldn't be acceptable, or is it? It's like, well, I don't know. You tell me, Gingras. Everything you told us was going to happen has been proven wrong. If you tell me the sky's blue, I don't believe it anymore because you're like undefeated in the loser category with regard to this. I don't know. It's like, have you ever seen Space Jam? The Monstars, they steal all of the skills from the basketball players like Patrick Ewing and all of the guys on the team, and then they can't shoot the ball anymore. It's like, did somebody steal your skill at being a lawyer and you just suck now? I mean, or is Laura just that bad? I mean, is it like, did she transfer some sort of like venereal disease where you can't practice law anymore because you just stink at it? Did that happen? What's going on here? Trying to distract from his misconduct, Mr. Serrato only makes matters worse by presenting more lies. Specifically on page 4, paragraph 10 of the opposition to the motion for sanctions, Mr. Serrato states, so that it goes based on the phone discretion, I filed the motion to disqualify due to an obvious Rule 1.7 conflict. I prepared the motion and told Gingras I would e-serve the documents. Gingras then said he would not continue representing Owens and send written confirmation. This statement is another blatant lie from Mr. Serrato. The statement makes it sound like events occurred in this sequence. So he claims the events were different. This is 100% false. It is not what occurred. Here are the actual events. A Zoom hearing was held on the case. Okay, so he goes, I mean, again, why does any of this matter? Who's your cocaine dealer if you do cocaine? Because I think they're like mixing in some like dehydrated Monster Energy drink. Is there Monster Energy powder in your cocaine? Did Laura shoot your butt with some crazy Monster Energy crack cocaine? Is that why you're doing this? What's happening? That smooth butthole of yours. Her callback, not mine. If these facts do not justify sanctions, 128.5 has lost all meaning. Indeed, keep in mind, if Mr. Serrato had not moved to disqualify, the outcome would be the same. The undersigned would still not represent Miss Owens and would not appear at trial as her advocate. Furthermore, if Mr. Serrato had not moved to disqualify, the current request for sanctions would not have been made, nor would Mr. Serrato have made his ex parte request to shorten time. All of this time and effort was completely unnecessary. If Mr. Serrato had not moved to disqualify, only one thing would have happened. Miss Nighty would be deprived of valuable content for her YouTube channel. That is precisely why Mr. Serrato's motion was filed. If this conduct does not warrant sanctions, nothing does. And as noted in the motion, the safe harbor provisions of the rule only applies if the alleged action or tactic is the making of a written motion. And by the way, everything I say here is for comedy purposes. It's satire. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not a lawyer. I've never met these people, or I've met Lauren, but I haven't met Laura or David Gingras. I've seen them from sort of far away. I saw David Gingras call the cops on Mike Maricini. Cool, bro. You're the man. Here, the safe harbor does not apply, so it just goes on and on. I think we're good. Additional comments. The reason these videos warrant discipline is because this is a DV case in which one of the parties, Mike Maricini, is being supported by an online cult. Mr. Serrato may think violent images are merely a joke to him, but that is not the point. The point is thousands of people are following this case, including countless anonymous, faceless members of the JFC cult. Many of those members have displayed clear signs of significant mental illness. You know, like those cult members that have all of the trash hanging out in their bedrooms, right? They've got clothes everywhere, a dog's peeing in the hallway. No, that's all Laura Owens. In the context, the concern is not that Mr. Serrato thinks violent images are just a joke. The concern is some unknown member of the JFC cult could easily misconstrue these jokes as an encouragement to engage in actual violence towards Miss Owens. Given the current political and social climate in this country, this is entirely unacceptable. Political commentator Charlie Kirk was recently shot and killed in front of a crowd of students in Utah, likely in response to his divisive online rhetoric. Paul Pelosi, husband of... Okay, so then he gets into the violent crime here. What is he doing? Why is he bringing up other things? That doesn't matter. So because somebody said something online, you label them as a cult member, and because of that, you now think you and your former client fear for their safety? That's insane. Nobody has threatened any physical violence in any way whatsoever. All right, so then it goes on and on. We must do more to stop political, social, and legal disputes from turning violent. What one person sees as a harmless joke may easily be mistaken for encouragement, even permission to engage in violence. For a lawyer, and by the way, this is the guy who said he wouldn't read our obituaries when we died. Wouldn't that be, sort of a message you're sending to a journalist that you are thinking of him being dead? For a lawyer like Mr. Serrato to fan the flames of a rabid, vicious cult with fake photos of Miss Owens being punched in the face in a domestic case is incomprehensible. Miss Owens has come to this court seeking help and protection from a man who she claims has harmed her. Miss Owens should not also have to worry that counsel for the respondent is actively encouraging people to punch her in the face or worse. Remember, he's doing this pro bono. He's not even her lawyer. Get a hobby. Go watch a new TV show. There's so much out there. You can watch a new documentary of this case. Mr. Serrato thinks asking a litigation opponent if they want smoke is not a literal promise of bodily harm, not a true threat. No big deal. And by the way, that's not what smoke means. Asking someone if they want smoke, it's like heat. It's like, can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. No one thinks of heat as gun. So anyway, he goes on and on and on. Conclusion, for the reasons stated above, the motion for leave to intervene and for other relief should be granted. Signed, old baby Jingy. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, I mean, what do you want to do, He promised that he would make me his passion project. He's clearly made Laura his passion project. It's like, this is the Pepe Le Pew bullshit you can't get away from. All you can do is mock these idiots, these fools, these absolute buffoons. And look, I don't care if the guy loses his law license. It truly won't make a difference to me. There's been so much winning that has happened in the Justice for Clayton world that it's like, look, if the Arizona bar thinks that he is unbecoming of a lawyer, then they'll take his law license away. He already says he wants to move on and do new things. I mean, he went from being this peacock, beat his chest, I'm so tough, I'm going to make you homeless guy, to bitching as a non-legal, voice in a domestic violence case in another state. Like, boy, how has he fallen so fast? You know what I mean? I wish him well. He still hasn't had his DUI hearing. Again, and I've had people write in all the time. Smart people, lawyers, former lawyers, they write in and they say, Dave, be careful. This guy's nuts. And it's like, yeah, well, one of the ways you deal with nutty people is you expose how crazy they are. It's my opinion he's crazy, at least. Maybe it's due to substance abuse. Maybe not. I have no idea. Again, it could be that dried up Monster Energy drink he's, butt chugging. Or maybe he's not doing that. I don't know. I don't know what party tricks he likes. We'll wait for that body cam footage to come out, right? Okay, there's your update. We support our content creator friends in creating whatever the hell content they want. And we support the First Amendment right. And I know you guys do. Continue to support the channel if you want to fight the good fight. It certainly isn't over. Patreon.com/Dave Neal if you want to support with some bread in the tip jar. And again, go support Lauren as she continues to have to deal with real just abusive tactics from a lawyer using his chat GPT and law license to try to beat his chest. We're not going to deal with it. We don't take it. Just get out of here. We're done. All right, we'll be back this afternoon. We'll see you then. I'm Dave. This is The Rush.